That off. Whiskey Sour jumps over in front of Gallant John Joe. The pair poaching a lead over the third running. Wouldn't you agree? Then Boer Boy and Wolf Prince making country last of the sixth. Turning into the second flight, just leading the way, the odds-on favourite Whiskey Sour from Gallant John Joe, 4 to 5 lengths in front of Wouldn't You Agree? Struck by Boer Boy and Wolf Prince. Last of all is Making Country. Racing to flight number 2, Whiskey Sour and Paul Townend making the running from Gallant John Joe and Barry Brown. Good few lengths behind them in third place, Wouldn't You Agree and Mark McDonough, then Boer Boy and Dennis Hogan. Wolf Prince, Luke Dempsey, last but one. Making Country, Mark Walsh in rear of the sextet. Coming up to the winning post in the Remembering Anton O'Toole hurdle. Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe, 3 parts of a length between them. Going further and further away from the third running, Wouldn't You Agree? Then Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. Away from the stands they go to flights 3 and 4. Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe. Good 10 lengths in front of Wouldn't You Agree? And then Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. As they leave behind them flight number 3. Order unchanged. It's Whiskey Sour the leader from Gallant John Joe. He's continuing to keep the odds-on favourite honest. Going towards the fourth. Whiskey Sour, Gallant John Joe. Out in front of Wouldn't You Agree? Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. A good run on the level before they reach the fifth flight. 1 of 4 in the back straight. Whiskey Sour has increased his lead to 2.5 lengths over Gallant John Joe. 12 in front of Wouldn't You Agree and Boer Boy, then Wolf Prince and Making Country. Turning into the back straight with 6 flights left to jump. Whiskey Sour reeled back in by Gallant John Joe. Then Wouldn't You Agree, a long way behind in third, followed by Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. Approaching the first of 4 flights in the back straight, Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe, separated by a length. Long way clear of Wouldn't You Agree and Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. They've passed the halfway stage. Out over another flight in the back straight. Whiskey Sour re-establishing a couple of lengths advantage over Gallant John Joe, Wouldn't You Agree? Long way off them in third place. Then Boer Boy, Wolf Prince and Making Country. Over the fourth last flight, Whiskey Sour leading Gallant John Joe to the third last flight with 3/4 of a mile to go. Then Wouldn't You Agree? Boer Boy, Wolf Prince, Making Country. They're still well strung out over the last flight in the back straight. Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe to the end of the back straight. 15 in front of Wouldn't You Agree? Boer Boy. And then Wolf Prince and Making Country. Coming off the back straight, 5 furlongs to go and 2 flights to jump. Whiskey Sour is joined by Gallant John Joe. Heading towards the second last, and the 2 remain a long way clear of Wouldn't You Agree, who's pressed for the third spot by Boer Boy, then Making Country, and Wolf Prince is lagging behind, heading towards the second last. Nothing between Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe. They've had a good tussle from the outset, heading towards the second last. Gallant John Joe on the outside of Whiskey Sour as they come away from it. Much slicker in the air was Whiskey Sour as they turn into the straight of the final flight in the Remembering Anton O'Toole hurdle. And it's Whiskey Sour and Paul Townend on the rail. Pushed along now is Gallant John Joe and Barry Brown. They've had this race to themselves from the outset, a long way clear of Wouldn't You Agree? Making Country, Boer Boy and Wolf Prince on the run of the final flight. And it's Whiskey Sour and Gallant John Joe on the outside, heading for the final flight. And now there's a couple of lengths between them. Whiskey Sour on the rail from Gallant John Joe, and over the last goes Whiskey Sour and has it put it to the bed now. In second place is Gallant John Joe, and inside the final half furlong, Whiskey Sour is about to end a winless drought dating back to December 2017. Wins pulling right away in the Remembering Anton O'Toole hurdle. Gallant John Joe second, Boer Boy third.